Hey, what's going on, Victorious family? How y'all doing? I know it's been a minute, but I'm back. Here I am. So today, just wanted to talk about, times is changing, right? Times is changing, right? The truth is pretty much out there. A lot has been revealed. Things from the Bible and the aliens and new technologies and all of these different things. Would say I'm shocked, but I think after a while going through my spiritual awakening, I lost the ability to be shocked. Right. Just what it is, but more importantly, like focusing on like the coming future, or the now that is, that's only progressively growing more, better to say, right? you know Turns out you don't actually have to work so hard for money. Not at all. There's many different avenues. And then, as times pass, this is becoming more of a pay to play type of thing, as in you have to have some cash somewhere to get into certain things, have certain experiences, on and so forth, right? But like, as far as wealth creation, right, a lot of different avenues. Right now, there's the crypto that's been on the rise. I'm sure most have heard about the Bitcoin and maybe the Ethereums and, the Dogecoin, which was a huge thing for a little bit. It's only what's that? Ooh, ooh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's gross. Right. But then another one that's not so widely known about is known as the metaverse. What is that exactly? Basically, an online universe, to say the least, would be the easiest way to look at it, right? You know, um, like you have your consoles, like your PS4s and Xboxes, and you know, all of these different things. It's kind of like that, but a little bit bigger. And then, I guess the money or, credits that you earn in the game, right, now turn into real money, right? Because one thing I used to think was that, I would love to have that 4 million some odd dollars of Need for Speed in my bank account, right? But now maybe it's actually possible, right? From playing certain games online, you can earn money. Maybe that's not necessarily a new concept, but as far as what's going on with all the digital things, it's becoming more possible, along with all the different things crypto can do, and, the NFTs, the non fungible tokens, right? A lot of these things are becoming more and more digital, right? As far as from the analog things, or, having to work so hard for so little, right? Because, yeah, the name of the game is wealth creation, you know? So it's time to start making some monies, right? Simply by playing video games. Really cool, really fun. But where else I want to go with this? It's time to start really changing up different avenues, different avenues of approach. Because what was here a while ago won't necessarily be here anymore, right? Time is moving faster, right? There's not even necessarily 24 hours in a day anymore, right? All this new information, right? And then when it comes to things like the metaverse and even the crypto space, right? The more digital online places to earn and make your money, right? Besides things like YouTube and, Instagram and Twitter and, all the little basic apps, right? Um, Lost train of thought here. But yeah, gotta learn a lot, you know. Whole lot of different things are coming down the pipeline and are pretty much already here. So the best thing to do is, right, start tapping in online, right? Start trying to get more of a grasp on things like that. And then one thing that was pretty interesting was something called a Decentraland, right? If you've played Minecraft, then Decentraland is kind of that aspect. There's a whole lot more to it, but that's where it comes from, right? Just Google it, right? Like Decentraland, Sandbox. What else we got? Ooh, a lot of other things. I'm just blanking right now, but a lot of digital things moving around. Spacey today, but it's all right. I guess I'm gonna switch topics here. For me, I've been dealing a lot with confidence personally because of my own upbringing or lack thereof, right? If I am being truthful, but can't wait around forever. Opportunities are moving, and then like I said, right, time is just moving faster and faster. And the best way to gain that confidence, right, is the only cliche thing that there is to face your fears. Know that every day won't be so joyous or so happy, right? Knowing that there are things to solve, problems that occur, right? And then even unforeseen problems, right? Because one of my problems it was personally, after, for me, what seemed to be monumentous things would happen, I would just shut off. I would just get so sad, wouldn't even pick up and try for a while. But right, you do that, right, you just stop everything. And when you stop everything, right, you're stopping your progression, you're stopping your growth, you're stopping yourself from getting what you could get, right? From learning what you could learn, that probably would have turned what seemed to be so large into something so small, right? But I'm saying this as one who struggled with confidence, right? Stay strong on it. No matter how crazy and unwittingly things get and just how strange stuff becomes, you gotta stay with it. Plus, you'll be more proud of yourself for pushing, right? Because it may just be you, It may just be you doing these things by yourself. I see a puppy chewing on a bone that's not hers. Well, that's okay. Where's the other one? Where is he? I hear him, but where is he? Oh, he's right there. He just laid down. Anyway, sorry, I had to have a puppy break there. But yeah, gotta stay strong on it. Gotta stay with it. Times come that are hard and difficult, but if you rise up and handle them, the problem's no longer there, right? You can be proud of yourself that you got over it. Best thing to do. Right, this one may be a short vlog because I'm just, I'm tapping back in, like I was saying earlier, right? My own battle with confidence, right? So I'm pushing forward, so should you. Anything else, right? I guess this has a lot to do with, my previous vlog, right? Be your own God, right? It's crazy, right? Because it turns out, right, that those who read the Bible, right, and believed, the face value story were only missing it and kept ending up in very bad positions and having a lot of problems and pain to come, right? That keeps seeming to come over and over again. You don't know why this keeps happening, right? But right, it turns out the Bible was written by, what was it? What was it? It was, I think, 15 European sons and 35 Moors or something to that effect, right? But people who wrote this book called the Bible that seems to have brought so many issues and problems to so many people and have, really been like a trap of sorts, right? A spirit trap, a soul trap, to have people locked in this idea of, believing in a false god or idol, worshiping and praising suffering, right? Continuance to suffer, right? And then, doing it all over again each week, right after you go to church and you do all that, right? Just for some person, right, to tell you that they have a higher or better relationship with God than you do, right? Which simply is not the case. But back to the flip that the Bible goes through. It flips, right, from only the external things that it seems to be to more internal values, right? And then like the other part is like the Bible can't necessarily be fully comprehended unless you have certain keys, clues, or phrases or phrasings that actually pertain to things that 95% of the time most people won't even guess, right? You won't even really know without getting these keys and clues, right? Here's an example. See if I can remember it. I forget the whole verse, but let me see. My will be done. My kingdom come. My will be done on earth as it is in heaven, right? Most people believe heaven is this above place, right? Somewhere high above you, right? And then, the corresponding hell being below you, right? Which ain't necessarily the case, right? But on earth is still earth, right? For that one. But this is what I'm talking about. Heaven, right? In certain parts are being referred to as the mind, right? Your mind is your heaven, right? Your mind is your heaven. Your body is your temple. Your mind is your heaven, right? Just little stuff like that. It's no way to really tell without having those keys or clues, right? And it's just wild, one thing I can say, right, was that recently, right, my aunt had passed. Right, my aunt had passed. And she ended up getting cancer, and she was laid out for a long while, right? And then at the time, right, hearing it, of course, I was very distraught. Who wouldn't be, right? Your people getting laid out and having certain sicknesses, right? But I think the part that bothered me most was the fact that my uncle, right, who's a pharmacist, right? Love my uncle, right? Love my auntie, rest in power. Love your auntie, right? My uncle is a pharmacist, right? Meaning he deals with like prescription drugs and pain medicines and things like this, right? One who prescribes the little white pills and such, right? Which only truly do more to prolong, right, life, not necessarily heal the ailment for what it is because of how they're made, right? And then knowing the things about melatonin and, all these different sorts of things, right? They're not really made to heal, right? Only prolong, right? Or mask the disease and whatnot, right? And this is when I started to kind of sort of like start to tap into Dr. Sebi, right? Knowing that he was a man who cured cancer and AIDS and other diseases and things, right? And at the time, one of the major things going around was CMOS, right? CMOS. Great thing, CMOS. Has at least depending on the CMOS you get, has 90 to 108 or 109 different minerals that your body would need to function properly, right? And CMOS in itself is a very great herb, right? Helps with a lot of different things. Helps with overall energy, mental clarity. Helps with what's the word? I guess you could call it like your libido, right? All those different types of things in that area, right? And it's something that would help incorporate healing, right? And knowing that my aunt was laid out with cancer, right? Starting to learn about these different herbs and such, right? And then end up getting some and, starting to use them myself. But personally, I was not very consistent with it. That's something I got to get through, though, right? But from the little bit that I did notice, they do work. They do help a lot, right? But knowing all these things, right? I had told my uncle about them. I texted him, right? I texted him a shop that sells different herbs along with sea moss, right? And I told him about Dr. Sabian, that he should look him up, right? Because, Auntie is in this ailment, things aren't necessarily going too well. He keeps giving her the prescription medicines and such, right? But it's not working, right? It's not really working. Her condition keeps worsening, right? So I sent him this almost day after day. I thought really I should just start like spamming him with it, right? But I don't know. I'm not one who likes to spam people with anything. So, I told him about it a couple different times. All he would say is, thanks for the information. Thanks for the information. Thanks for the information. I pointed out specifically the fact that Dr. Sabi cured cancer, right? Just thanks for the information, right? And then at a certain point when I went up there to my auntie, right? He didn't really look up anything. He didn't really try anything, I talked to him about it then, right? Face to face. Thanks for the information, right? And that was pretty much it, right? But the whole reason I'm telling this story is for this part right here about religion, or about the Bible in particular, or more specifically, the misinterpretation of the Bible and religion, or the Bible. Just leave it at the Bible, right? There are many different religions. Just leave the Bible, right? The thing that I knew that I guess my aunt's fate was truly sealed was when my aunt said, well, if the Lord keep her, then she'll be fine, right? Or something to that effect, right? He never once tried the sea moss, right? Not for himself. He didn't look up Dr. Sabi. He didn't look up anything. Just thanks for the information. Thanks for the information. Thanks for the information, right? But never really acted on it, right? And I feel like personally, right? I had some sea moss that I was taking before we went up there to see my aunt, right? And I didn't bring it, right? I didn't bring it, right? Because I figured that my uncle would actually look it up or look into it, as in his wife is, laid out with a very bad disease, right? Or do something, right? But no, right? But no. And this is why, right, I think, religion or the Bible, or like I said, technically the misinterpretation of the Bible, right, is a trap, is a very shitty thing, right? Because now, right, I've lost my auntie. Technically because my uncle wouldn't even try to do anything different than what he did, right? And I was talking to my mom about it. She was like, oh, well, he's a pharmacist, so it's not like he would really take that under advisement, right? And I guess it makes sense. He would clearly have competing thought or idea about it, right? But he didn't even try, right? He didn't even look it up, right? But because, right, my uncle and aunt came from Christian homes and Christian families, right? That shit was just drilled into them non-stop, right? They were churchgoers, right, and everything like that. But yet, right, my auntie could have actually been saved, right? Her condition could have gotten vastly better, right? I'm not gonna say she was just insta-healed, right, or nothing like that, but her condition could have gotten so greatly better had he tried the sea moss, right? Right, when I see things like that, right, after becoming more so conscious or spiritually aware, right, this is what really makes me think that religion is a very bad thing, especially the misinterpretation of the Bible. But it's not like anyone really had the proper interpretation to begin with, right? right? Until, other people who were decoding it and looking through knowledge came to talk about it, right? But, all this to say that, you know, this is why you should become your own God, right? Or take another look at the Bible from more of an internal standpoint, right? See if you can find certain keys and clues that have to deal with it in order to put it together better. Put it together better, right? But, truthfully, I want to say just, don't be afraid to try different things or new things that seem different than what you've had before, right? Believe in yourself, You are the God, right? You are the one that can solve your own problems, That's why I'm saying, stay confident, right? Face your fears, be confident, right? Because no one else is really going to do it or figure it out but you. And if you don't, no one else will, right? Just a personal story to talk about that, getting back on here, me myself choosing to be more confident as I, go about my own personal life. I know this went way over there. First he was talking about technology, and then all of a sudden we in religion. What the? But I mean, I'm just doing what I can do for me, right? So really believe in yourselves, love yourselves. It's hard for me to do that for me, myself, right? But believe in yourselves, love yourselves. I'm gonna come out with some more content, some more precise things about these technological things, and maybe even touching in on the Bible a bit. Who knows, right? Oh, right. But stay well, stay healthy. Look at other different ways of taking care of yourself than the traditional, standpoints. And as always, lead yourself to your greatest victory. All right, y'all. Peace.